today to be able to host our special guest talking about the opportunity that we have in front of us. Mr. Samuel Bean is a veteran of 2 decades in the business arena, and through that time has been able to achieve success of multiple 7, 8 figures in 3 different industries. What's cool about that is when you see someone that has success like that, that they now take. He actually was able to retire about 2, 3 years ago and be fully done with business, fully living a retired life, having made enough money to do whatever it is that he needed to do. But when he saw this opportunity, he said, you know what? Not only do I see an opportunity for myself, but I see an opportunity to help others be successful. And when you see someone that takes their time, they've already achieved success and they already went to the levels of success that they wanted to go to, and they find an opportunity to work with you. That's the kind of advantage that we want to take advantage of. And so with this call, I want to welcome you all to Project 5K. Again, my name is Jabari Courtney. Mr. Samuel Bean, are you on?
I am on, and I appreciate the introduction, Jabari, and definitely want to welcome everybody to Project 5000, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, just so you know, you are in the right place at the right time, and you get a chance to make the right decision for you and your family. And regardless of what that decision is, we're going to still love you. We're still going to be friends, still going to be family, and you just know what we're doing, right? And so, Project 5000, just for the record, is the foundation for our ultimate team goal over the next 2 to 5 years, right? Which is bringing 10,000 people in a position where they can make $5,000 a month residual income. And so over the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to put 5,000 people in business, empower those people to go out there and make a 4 or 5 figure monthly income on a very part-time basis. So with that being said, this is the Build Network, BYLD, build your mindset, build your business career, build business or your career, and build your net worth. And so what I want to do right now is just want to jump into this presentation here and move some of these slides over here, kind of give you an idea of who we are and what we do. All right. So first and foremost, we're not a network marketing company. Okay. We are a high ticket sales company, a brokerage that boasts three major industries right now that are in high demand, and industries that people who are making millions and billions of dollars have invested in. And so when you look at high ticket sales, it's not the your normal credit deal or IUL, basically the be your own bank deal and all these other things that people are doing out there for high ticket sales. This is a bona fide high ticket sale platform that people who are making millions and billions of dollars are actually investing in these industries. Okay, so when you look at business wise, why should you have a business? One is because you want to take your finances into your own hands. You want to be the person who says, you know what, regardless of what the economy is doing, regardless of what my job is doing, I want to do better than just survive. I want to do better than just having some extra money. I want to set my family up to where if anything ever happens, in the economy, we're insulated from those situations, right? Nobody's coming to save you, and it's not your job's, a job to actually save you, right? It's their situation, it's their job to put themselves and their families in a great position in the future. So as you can see here, current financial situations, a lot of people going through these things. The majority of these people who are not going through these things, guys, and who are not phased by these things at all are entrepreneurs, people who are successful investors, people who have opened up companies and built companies that, again, do great things during those bad times, right? And when you look at companies that are out there making a fortune off of people during their hard times, there's companies out there like Uber, Etsy, Airbnb, Shopify, Amazon, to name a few. These companies are providing what I like to call band-aids, temporary fixes to people's long-term problems, right? And so, again, these companies are making billions of dollars by helping people make a little bit of money, right? They override on everything these people earn, and therefore they're making a fortune. But again, there's nothing wrong with it because it has a purpose. It has a purpose, right? And that purpose is to make sure you get from plan A to B until you figure out what C is. Okay. So when you look at companies, guys, you want to make sure that you're looking for an opportunity that checks all the boxes. Okay. You want to make sure that one, industries with a big target market and low market penetration is an industry that you're participating in. Bill checks that box. Essential goods, services, gas, electricity, and water, as you see there. Again, those are great things that you need. Bill checks that box. And lastly, industries that will thrive in good and bad economies, as Bill checks that box. Okay, let me show you why. When you look at these industries that we are participating in right now, guys, you'll see that a lot of them have a lot of the things that we just talked about. So when you look at solar, and I'm gonna talk to you about how big solar is on a residential and a commercial area level. But right now, people who are looking for something extra to do, most of them are finding that solar is very lucrative and doesn't require as much work as a part-time job. Imagine having a part-time job working 30 hours a week, extra, right? And you're making what, $1,500, $2,000 a month extra on a part-time job. When you have a person who may do a deal in a month, and that person may make, $6,000 on a deal, or they do 2 or 3 deals, they make $10,000, $15,000 in a month on a part-time basis, right? So that's what we're looking at, the power of profitability, right? And for me, when it comes to me making financial decisions, I actually prioritize, based on income potential, as long as it's ethical, moral, and it's basically full of value. So when you look at Rain H2O, guys, this is our alkaline water filtration system. Okay. And you say water, well, think about it. Back in the day, how many of you were drinking faucet water? And when they start putting bottled water in the stores, you say, I'll never ever pay for bottled water because, guys, I get it for free at home. Well, you realize how bad that water was and how bad that water tastes, and you started buying bottled water all the time. Now you won't even drink anything that comes from a hydrant because it's bad, right? And if you look at check your zip code and check out how many contaminants are in the water that you live in, the area that you live in, you'll see it's not good. So right now you have industry that's booming. Last year in 2023, the alkaline water industry did over $7.85 billion in actual revenue. This year, they're slated to do over $8.9 billion in actual revenue. And so that's the industry that we're participating in. And as you can see, we pay pretty well, guys, for every system that you actually sell that goes under the counter or over the counter. We're paying $1,000 to $2,100 per system. Now, get this. We actually have the owner of the company is the manufacturer that brought alkaline water to North America. So we don't just have anybody making our system. We have the creator and the person who introduced it to North America making our systems. And when it comes to our competitors, guys, the number one competitor that we have out there on the market, their systems are twice as expensive and they do different things. And so they're not as good as our system. So we're going to pay you way more than what they would pay, and your clients are going to have a better value. ADT, Brinks and Home, basically home security. These are things that have been around for a long time. You know what they do, and it's real simple. It's real easy. Somebody opens a door, guess what? The alarm goes off. Somebody breaks a window, the alarm goes off. Well, what we've also done is we've partnered with a company that we actually have the patent to a portable military grade security system that's good for home and for businesses. Okay. And so a little bit different than the traditional ones. This one requires no hard wiring. It's a plug-in situation. And once it starts to monitor and protect that environment, guys, what happens is if that door or window opens, the pressure in the room changes and the alarm goes off, and there's no way for the intruder to actually turn it off. It's unlike, a house. If they can get in the house, they can shut the alarm off, right? They can't do this with this one. And you can take it from your home to vacation, to an Airbnb, to your dormitory room, to your office if you work late, doesn't matter. But again, it's amazing. And for the ADT and Brink systems right now, guys, we're paying $500 to $700 to install. People are doing 2 or 3 of those a week because they're the easy sale. The Ripple, I can't wait for Ripple to come out. That's coming January 2025 first quarter. So get ready. Then you have the Smart Money Club. This is where we teach you about how to actually have a residual income. Okay. And so this is very, very important. So hang around, for that. Now, when you look at solar, the very first thing we want to talk about is solar. We're not a solar company, as some people may have thought, but solar is our flagship service. It's the one that we lead off on because when you look at solar, the numbers are staggering. Right? When you look at solar, you'll see that out of the 90 million homes that are actually eligible for solar, only 5 million have gone solar so far, but it's picking up, right? 85 million homes are eligible currently don't have solar right now, and that's how big our market is. So it does no need for scarcity, guys. And when you talk about the numbers that I talked about earlier, a person can fall upon a install once a month easily just by letting people know that they're in the solar industry. Okay, but when you look at the trends and the reason why solar is so big and why we're focusing on solar mainly, is because one, the government is pushing it. So anytime the government is actually on your side, as opposed to you having to fight against them, that's a plus, right? Because people believe in, the government. It's crazy, but when they say the government is doing something, guys, you do it when the government is doing it, or you're going to pay way more for it later. Because all of the things that the government is doing, benefits, incentives, and stuff like that they're giving you right now, is because they want you to go solar. When they have enough people on solar, guys, and they say, you know what, we no longer need everybody else we know we don't have to give anybody else any other incentives. They take all the incentives away, right? And then you'll be forced to go ahead and get solar, but at full price, at retail, not at wholesale, with the highest interest rates, right? And so you end up paying more because you came late, right? So again, solar is huge. Now, when you look at why a consumer would actually choose solar, one, when you look at the just the savings alone, the bills are never ever going to stop going up. It's never going to go backwards. They're always going to go up when it comes to your solar bills. So when a person is approached and they learn how they can save up to 50% per month on each bill, it's a no-brainer for them, especially if it's going to be locked in and then one day it goes away. Guys, that's a big, big situation. That's why you have so many people going solar as you see on the bottom where it says in 2022, someone went solar every 44 seconds. That's part of the reason why. Right now in 2023, someone is going solar every 35 seconds. And again, because they're getting lower locked in bills, that's the reason why. But there are other reasons that make it real easy for a person to make that decision, like zero money down and as low as 3.9 percent, interest rates, various ways that they can finance it through cash, loans, PPAs, or leases. Right? They have a myriad of ways to go ahead and obtain a system. Now, the blackout protection, especially for people who get hit by hurricanes, a lot of natural disasters that come through and give you blackouts. Guys, I'm in Houston, and so we just got ours installed about 3 weeks ago, and that's with the battery. And we got the battery because when the storms come, right, and things and lights get are down and energy is down, like it was a couple of months ago when 3 million houses in Texas had no energy, as they had no lights, they had no nothing, right? People were in the dark. We were on a generator, and we had to go get gas all day, every day to continue to keep the house powered, on the generator. Then 3 days later, we just decided to go ahead and go to a whole other location instead of jumping through the hoops, right? But when you have a battery, a backup battery, and the storm hits, as you don't lose power, right? Everybody around you may lose power, but you still have your power because now your house is being powered off of the reserves, right? So that's huge. Now, when you look at tax credits, 30%, guys, that's huge. That just came back 2 years ago. And so that's a 10-year run on it, 8 years left. The government says we're going to continue to incentivize you guys to go solar. So whether you need the tax credit or not, the bank can use it. If the bank can use it, that means that your bill is going to go even lower, right? Immediate increase in home value, 4 to 5% per Zillow. And the cool part about it is people who have houses that have solar on them, guys, those houses are selling a lot faster now that people are waking up to solar than the houses that are around them. Because a person is inheriting a home that potentially can have no bill whatsoever when it comes to an electric bill. Okay? And if it does have a bill, guys, let's say a person's been on solar for 5 years, had to move. Well, their bill is the bill that they got that discounted 5 years ago and is locked, which means that let's just say it got locked in at $300 per month. Well, your neighbors are paying six, seven, $800 a month at this point in time. So, you got a house where that bill is very, very small, and you can come in and pay it off in one whop, or you can come in and just pick up the terms, and you're happy with it either way. So, selling a house now versus back in the day, it's a lot easier. Okay. Immediate, well, we talked about clean energy, and I talked about us powering the house on generators when the gas fumes are coming into the house. unhealthy. And then you have the way they actually produce energy today. Right now, when it comes to the environment, again, it's just bad for where we live. Okay, so when it comes to installers, this is very, very important. I like to spend a little bit of time on here because this is where you got to make sure you know who you're in business with and who you're doing business with. Because when I looked at installers in the solar industry, that's where I found that you had the most problems and the most complaints. Okay, a lot of companies that are out there left people hanging. A lot of companies went out of business a year or two after they got open, and people can't find anybody to service them anymore. A lot of that stuff is going on in the industry, but not here. As we've been, our installers been around since 2011. They're in-house installer. They've done over 160,000 installs, and we installed at this time currently in 35 states around the United States of America. Right, in 6 months we'll be in 44 states total. Okay? But this company is a company that is very good for business with us because they don't just give you the standard 25-year guarantee on the materials that they use and put on your roof. They give you a 25-year production guarantee as well. They make sure that if anything happens, to the production, if anything happens to the energy and it's not producing what it's supposed to, let's say you get a bill from the electric company or something like that, guys, they pay that bill, reimburse you for it, right? And then they fix that problem to make sure that they don't have to come back out and reimburse you again. Right? But that's the difference between a third party installer who is only doing their jobs first, and then they'll get to yours. And then when it comes to maintenance and warranty and stuff like that, they're not even playing with you. Right? You got to go find somebody else almost to go do the job that they did the first time. Right? So Freedom Forever, certifications, recognition, awards, all that good stuff in-house. Now, at this picture here, it says, what do you see here? Obviously, Encore Solar. This is a really big deal because so many houses, like I said, 85 million homes don't have solar. This is nothing but opportunity. When you walk out of your house, go walk to your front door and look around your neighborhood. Walk up the street and look at the roofs, and you'll see nothing but opportunity, right? And you'll see one or two, homes that are out there that have solar on it, and that number is going to increase. But it's kind of like popcorn, a little bit at a time, and then it'll speed up. And next thing you know, everybody's getting it. All right. But when you look at a couple of testimonials, we had some real estate agents who actually came on board. This one, I believe, was from Century 21. And this guy referred the homeowners, to our company. And before they referred them to our company, they were paying $287 a month for their energy. After they paid $148 a month when they had their solar installed on top of the house, right? So I want to make sure that I clear up any, misnomers about solar. A lot of people thought that when you go solar, you have two bills, right? You have a energy bill and you have a solar bill. As you have one bill. Okay? Again, the goal is to get you 100% coverage on your energy. You have 100% coverage on your energy. You have one bill from the energy company. And then the only thing you have is a connection fee, which goes anywhere from $4 to $10 a month, depending on, the usage or whatever. So, or depending on the company, that is. But that bill is replaced because now you no longer need energy from the energy company. The sun is producing and your roof is producing the energy that your house is going on. The only thing you're paying for is paying off the energy system, aka the new energy company you installed on your roof. Okay, so that's important to know. So when you look at the commissions, though, we see how the customer is winning. When you look at the commissions, that real estate agent who referred that individual to our company, they made $3,200. The person who closed the deal, they made $3,200. Right. So together, $6,400 was generated from a commission that these guys split. Very, very big situation, win-win situation. Now, this company here, one of the real estate agents from eXp Realty, right? They have one of their clients, one of their past clients, introduced to solar through our company, Encore Solar. And before us, they were paying $14 a month. After us, $290 a month. And you can see the commission on the right side, guys. That commission is $8,200, right? Split up in two. That agent got $4,100. And the person who closed the deal got $4,100. Basically, when you teach a person, okay, how to, when you teach a real estate agent how to go have a real easy conversation with their past clients. It can be an agent, roofer, it doesn't matter. And just let them know you open up a new solar division and you introduce them to solar. They already trust you and believe in you. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to go ahead and move forward if it makes sense. Okay. And so a lot of people are moving forward because it just makes sense. As a matter of fact, as you see on the bottom, that quote says a solar sales presentation is not a presentation, it's an IQ test. Okay. Now, when you look at inflation, energy costs over time, we already know it's not going backwards. If you look at where your energy bill was 10 years ago, it's not the same, right? A lot cheaper than what it is today. 10 years from now, guess what? It's going to be a lot more expensive. And as you can see, these numbers, that math, that's bad math for me, right? And let me tell you how bad it is. It's kind of like me taking a home that my wife and I own and paying somebody not to own it for 30 years, renting it from somebody for 30 years, right? And so now that I have a chance to own my solar, why would I rent my solar? Right? I wouldn't. I mean, why would I rent my energy and pay an energy company for 30 years? I just wouldn't. And so you shouldn't either, right? Just doesn't make sense. Oh, and one thing that I want to tell you, for those of you who are still not believers, and those of you who still have to think about solar, and you have a home, think about this. Okay, remember I told you the government is pushing it. One, incentives are going to go away. That's cool. But when you look at your bill, look at your actual bill, you'll see that the amount that they actually charge you for the energy that you use is is not as much as what they charge you for maintaining the grid, and all the stuff that produces the energy that you use, right? That's what you're really paying for. And the more people go solar, as you saw those numbers, someone's going solar every, 35 seconds now. The more people that go solar, right, the more money leaves out of the hands of the energy companies, which means that the people who are left on energy, paying it the old-fashioned way, you're going to bear the brunt of that excess. You're going to pick up everybody else's tab, basically. Okay. And so you don't want to get left holding the bag. Okay. So energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history, says Warren Buffett. And for me, as I don't take advice from people I wouldn't trade places with. This is a man I followed for years and watched him make moves for years. And anytime that he's ever said invest in something, if I had the money to invest something in it, I did. Okay. And so I like his style, but I also appreciate what he did beyond this quote. He didn't just make the quote, guys. He invested $10 billion in clean energy and solar. Okay. Compensation plan wise, this is cool because this is where we really set ourselves apart from everybody else. Like I said, remember, this is not a network marketing company. A person can come in here and find a actual career selling whatever we offer, right? Not just solar, anything that we offer, right? And they can do it part-time and make a six-figure annual income on a part-time basis. As you have the average income in America is $50,000 per household, basically, right? But if a person can not work 40 hours a week and make twice as much as they make on their full-time job on a part-time basis, that's a no-brainer. Because you have people who are saying they're looking for things, something extra to do, some extra money to make. But when they see opportunities, they're not they're not pulling the trigger. And a lot of times it's because they either believe that they can't do it, or they believe that they rather have a job and believe they want to go through those problems and those challenges, right? And just do it the good old fashioned way, the hard way. But things are changing, guys, and you have to change with the time, or at some point in time, you might find yourself asking for change. Right. And so this is it's very, very cool. So when you see the 50/50, I talked about it earlier, you bring the bill to the table and the closer closes it for you. Again, that's a real simple process. Basically, you're going to do three things, three steps. First step, you're going to find an individual who basically pique their interest, give them the benefits of solar. Okay? Two, you're going to get their bill, okay, and submit that bill to the actual closer, the expert, the engineer, and and set the appointment. That's three. So once you do that, those three things, guys, your job is done. The engineer at that point in time will take that bill They'll take the address, they'll take the last 12 months off of that address. And what they'll do is they're going to create the proposal, right? And that proposal will include them actually having an AI version of their roof with the panels on their roof so people can see what they look like. It'll also include all the financing options. It'll include the 30% tax breakdown. It'll include a minimal, I would say 5 to 10 minute presentation overview so people can really understand solar and what's about the transformation that their home is about to go through and how to maximize it. Okay. And they're going to bring that person to a decision. And again, that person's decision, if it's yes or when it's yes, you get half for bringing them to the table, and the closer gets half, the engineer gets half for doing the heavy work. And so I want to use an example of $10,000 per install as a commission for basically every example I'm gonna go through, going forward. But the company is extremely generous, as you can see. They pay 70% commissions on the sales. So in this example, that's that $10,000 install commission, but 70% would go to the two people I just talked about: the person who originated the deal and the engineer that designed it and presented it. Okay. Now there's 30% that's left over, and or basically $3,000 in this example left over. I'm gonna talk about what happens to that and a little bit later. All right. But you did your job. You brought the bill to the table, and then the mentor did the engineering part, right? And they actually made their money. Those two ways are the two ways that you can make a six-figure income, guys, per year, or multiple six-figure income per year without recruiting. Okay? It has nothing to do with you bringing anybody to the opportunity, right? It has everything to do with you and your skill set and how easy it is for you to follow a simple set of instructions without deviating from the plan. But if you want to become the mentor, now the person who has deals come to them, right? That person, all you have to do is do 3 training sales with a mentor, okay? Close 5 deals on your own, complete the company certification in-house, couple of questions that you get a chance to answer after you watch a couple of videos. And now they put your name in lights. And now anybody in the company, when they click on that drop down box for mentors, they can find you, right? And that's very, very important, because if you're in a specific city or region, or you have a specific skill set that people like and they pretty much admire, and they feel like you're just the right person for their people, guys, they'll click on you on a regular basis, right? And so that's important. Now, we have a mentor out of Atlanta back in April who did 6 figures in 1 month, 28 deals in 1 month. And all those deals were brought to him. He didn't originate any of them. So this is why being a mentor is one of the most desirable positions in the company, because a person will come in and now they can control what happens. Now, when you bring a deal to the table, though, guys, even if you're not a mentor, after you complete your first 3 sales with a mentor, and basically you notify the company, you can now bring deals to the table and do deals for yourself and get 100% of the deal. You get both sides of the transaction. Okay. Now, let's say we have 4 people who want to be a mentor, and they come to you, every month. Basically, 4 different people come to you every month. They have to have 3 deals, right? As well, just like you did. So that's 12 deals per month. That's $3,500 average, but like we talked about earlier, that's $42,000 in commissions. That's $500,000 a year in revenue part-time. Okay. Zig Ziglar, you will get all you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. And rest in peace, Zig. He's a great speaker, great orator, great aura. And when you talk about the quotes, this quote stuck with me. You gain, let's say you gain wealth and stability and security in life through service, right? And so myself personally, I like to say, if you put everybody else's family first, your family will never be last, right? Because you're always serving. And this is how I choose to serve here. This is one of the reasons why I came out of retirement, because, one, I can help people make a 6-figure income or multiple 6-figure income without them having to recruit, and it still be on a part-time basis. The other part to this is that, just like I did in my past endeavors where I made 7 figures and multiple 7 figures, and those guys, I did that by bringing in people and building sales forces. Okay. And so when you look at any type of brokerage, when I was in real estate, I had a real estate brokerage. I had real estate agents, and I I created the marketing for those people, and I overrode every transaction that came through my office. Okay. When I had a coffee company, we had people in 35 countries around the world, not 35 states, 35 countries around the world, drinking, consuming, and selling coffee. And I overrode every box of coffee that was sold in all those countries. And here it is now, as they're going to pay me and pay you, for those of you who build a Salesforce, on every transaction handsomely that ever happens in your Salesforce. So let's just say, I saw Landon on here. So Landon is a consultant in this example, and Landon, he enrolls me in this process, right? So Landon, every time I get a sale done, let's just say the commission was just $10,000, like I said earlier, $3,000 left. Landon's going to get 20% of that transaction. That's $600. Okay. Well, you said, well, $600 is not a lot of money. Well, it is if you didn't do anything for it. And what happens when I do 5 deals in 1 month? That's $3,000 that he made off the 5 deals that I brought, right? Let's say he brings in Jabari, right? And Jabari does 5 deals. So that's 10 deals. And as you can see, 10 deals in a 60-day period, guys, that goes from, consultant to manager. So at 20% goes to 30%. So now that $600 in this example goes to $900 in this example. By 10 installs, that's $9,000, right? And so that's the power of leverage. That's the power of building a sales force and making sure people are supported, trained, and cultivated, right? Profitable. That's the thing that I specialize in. That's the thing that I love. So as you can see, obviously, the more people that you build, you bring into a sales force, the more money you actually make, and because you're bringing them to the money. So as a person who's also building a sales force that you bring on board, there's an indirect bonus that you get down to infinity. Okay, as a manager, it's 10%. Directors, 35% frontline, infinity, 15%. Executive director, 40% frontline, infinity, 20%. Right? And national, 45% frontline, 25% infinity. Now, the executive and the national, guys, those are ownership positions. Those are positions where you actually get shares. Those are the positions where they take 100% of all the installs in the company, right? And they take 2% and they take 5% of the actual revenue. They put them in two different pools, and depending on the pool that you're in, they basically divide it up evenly with all the people in that pool, and you get your slice. If there's 2 people in, you get half. If it's 5, you get 20% of it. And so you want to get to the pool a lot faster than everybody else. It's very refreshing at the pool, right? And so as a manager, here's another example. You have 10 consultants, guys, and let's say 4 of them were direct, 6 were down in infinite levels, and they all did a transaction. That's $6,300 in overrides for the month. Okay. If you did one yourself, both sides of the transaction, 7,000, 13,000 per month, right? That is 150,000 period per year, part-time. 3 times the amount the average household produces income-wise in America. You double it up, you become a director, bonuses change. You add the $7,000 to the 13,000 there, you get 20,000. And per month, it's $250,000 a year, part-time. Now, this is why I need you to put your business hat on. I need you to take the employee cap off, and I really need you to see the big picture, because things are changing, guys, and things are evolving right around us. It's not just people who are losing jobs to AI, people who are losing jobs, to outsourcing. People are changing the way they do business because it obviously makes them more money too. Okay, you have a lot of people who are sensationalizing, click and brick and mortar businesses, when the intelligent people are going to click and order businesses, right? Some people who want to show people that they're entrepreneur, they go buy things with walls. People who want to show people that they're intelligent, they tear walls down and they go out there and make money with no overhead, no responsibilities, right? Example, these are all the things that you need in place when you open up a solar company, right? And more. But these are the main things. And the person who's opening up traditional companies, a lot of times they're going to pay anywhere from 150, 200,000, $250,000 to open up a company, and do anywhere from 25, 50 grand a month just to sustain it and scale it. Right. And so me, myself personally, just like Jabari, just like Coffee, just like Landon, and some other people who are on here, We actually opened up our own solar brokerage for $200. So I get 100% of everything those guys get, except I don't have the responsibility, the liability, any of that. Plus, I make more money in my personal transactions than most of those companies make in theirs. Let me share with you why. Those companies, guys, are working with third-party installers. Guys, we're working directly with Freedom. There's two things about that. Okay. Freedom, again, over 160,000 installs, 35 states. Our buying power is deep, it's immense. And so we buy everything at a drastic wholesale cost, which means that, when it comes to our commissions, guys, our commissions are up here without us having to price gouge our customers. The customer's price point is down here, right? Very, very low because there's a lot of money in there to play with. So when it comes to the responsibility, I am in 35 states doing business as we speak, when most traditional companies that are out there may be in one city, one state, two cities, two states to five states on average, okay, max. So again, it's about doing intelligent business, not just about being in business. People who are just in business, 95% of those businesses go out of business because of, lack of management, lack of leadership. Okay. And so not lack of money. Making smart decisions is the reason why people, thrive in these economies. Okay. So making a smart decision is easy, very, very easy and very, very affordable. As a consultant, as a career person, somebody who just wants to make some money, selling some systems, that is $149 to get your brokerage set up, right? $49 a month to actually maintain it. It's no different than a person who's going into real estate or mortgage brokering or whatever it is. You have to be licensed, certified, take tests, stuff like that. You got your upfront costs, and then you have your monthlies, all right, to do business. So all of that stuff you have access to, and you can also bring on and build a sales force. Now, the business builder, guys, this is a little bit different. This is where the residual income kicks in. Remember, I advised you guys that I was going to talk to you about residual income, passive income, and how we make that work. Okay. Well, one, you got to have something that's extremely, valuable for people that they really want. Right. And one of the things that we do have and that people do value is our smart money membership. Right. It's nothing worse than a person who says, you know what, I used to have the cars, I used to have the houses, I used to have all the money, the bank accounts, I used to take the trips. And it was I used to because they knew how to make the money. They were in the right place at the right time. They were the right person, just had the wrong mindset. And they had a really high work drive and they knew how to build. They just had a low economic IQ. Okay. And so when you actually learn about money, guys, the money that you make, we want you to, not just sustain it, we want you to scale it. We want you to be able to diversify. We want you to go out there and create legacy wealth and all of the things that we have that we give you access to, again, from credit, repair, building, tax planning, using IULs to be your own bank, as opposed to borrowing from exterior financial institutions. All this stuff that you see here, guys, you have access to and more. Right? You could just put everything on the slide, and they're continuing to add things. As a matter of fact, had a conversation with a company today by virtue of coffee, introducing them to the fold. They have some unique things they want to offer. They're partnering with us, one coming in to offer solar to their client base, but also they want to introduce their financial solutions to our Smart Money Business Club, right? And so that's, again, is just going to continue to get more and more value for us and for our end users. But these are if you look closely, a lot of these things are things that you already see on Instagram, Twitter and everything else that's out there. People selling this stuff as high ticket sales items. They're all selling the same recycled information. We have this information coming from actual experts and people who are making millions of dollars already selling it. Okay. Now, the other part of this membership, when it comes to the business membership, all of this stuff is included already, guys, by the way. But if you are a foodie, you have 50,000 restaurants that you can go and eat at, all the way from fast food on the go, all the way up to steakhouses. Okay. Retailers, if you like to shop or you like to do a lot of activities with the kids, 150,000 retail locations. And if you like to travel like myself and my wife, over 850,000 travel opportunities out there for you, from resorts, cruises, whatever, that they're out there. We have them. And I've already used it a couple of times. Matter of fact, to the Venetian in Las Vegas in March, saved $28 a night, $31 a night for 6 nights in LA at the LAX Hilton 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. And then we just got back from Cancun last week. The resort that we stayed at, we looked at it on here because we'd already booked it early in the year. We would have saved about $317, if we would have used this actual membership. Okay, so when it comes to residual income, obviously, again, when you have people who are on the memberships, you have people who are business builders, you have people who want to take full advantage of everything that we actually offer. As you start to get, residual income checks like $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, as you're building up your sales force. Everybody on your sales force is going to be on the membership, right? Because they're going to use it just like you use it. They're going to value it just like you value it. And as your sales force grows, you'll see that residual income will grow. Okay. Now, when you look at the cool part about this, guys, is that since we're launching right now, remember I told you we're putting 5,000 people in business over the next 6 months, right? A lot of those people are not here yet. A lot of those people are on the way. We're maybe in the last 6 months, we probably put 1,000 in already, but we just launched this initiative. As you'll actually get positioned, and a lot of you guys will inherit some spillover, which means that you'll have people who will be getting positioned after you because guess what? They'll see the presentation tomorrow, or they'll see it Friday, or on Saturday when it's going to be done 3 times at 12, 2, and 4 Central Standard Time. All those people will take a look at it. They'll make a decision like you did. And some of them going to come in. And when some of them come in, some of them will actually now start to contribute to your actual income. Okay. Because we set it up like this because we want you to get to the residual income as fast as possible. So you can start to liquidate the debt that you're carrying. You can start to go out there and invest in whatever you want to invest in with the smart money philosophies, right? But we also want you to have one day opportunities to fire your boss or expand whatever companies that you're running right now. Do whatever you want to do with it. My own personal goal, guys, is to be at $250,000 a month in 18 months in this company. And I will do that. 1, 2, I know how to do it. I just helped 10 people get to $25,000 a month. That's how simple it is. Right? It's all about numbers. Right? And so getting to the numbers, guys, again, just get back to the simple numbers, the small numbers, $199 down, $99 a month for everything that you see there. And as you can see, our home essentials, guys, the solar, security, water, and then our Smart Money Club and the Build Savings Rewards. Again, that ecosystem of products and services are going to grow, and you get a chance to offer anything that we have. So what I would suggest you do is get back with the person that invited you out. One, let them know that you appreciate, them, letting you know what we have our hands on, because basically you're seeing it first, right, before the masses does. 2, let them know not just that you're getting started, but let them know, what you want to accomplish. Let them know what your goals are. And what we'll do is we'll set up a time and a day where we can give you, a presentation and not a presentation, a game plan session to show you how to get to that actual goal. Okay. So with that, I'll turn you guys back over to the evenings. And it's been a pleasure presenting this opportunity to you guys. And so again, get back with the person that invited you and get your questions answered. And let's make sure that we go from there. Take care, guys.
Record.